Hey guys, this is gonna be my first video on YouTube. I'm thinking about, doing a channel with mushroom growing and just kind of basically like documenting, everything that I go through with growing mushrooms, basically. So I'm just gonna start off the video by, talking to you guys about this right here. So these are 12 quart jars, ball jars. And I just gotta tell you guys how excited I am to get these right now. I don't know if anybody else has been having a problem with it, but in my area, every store is just sold out of these jars, because of COVID. I guess people just want to hunker down and store as much food as they can. So, but anyways, I just, I got back from Walmart just a little while ago, and every time I go to Walmart, I check, and they were there, and I just, I have definitely picked up, a couple of these. So yeah, in this video, I'm just gonna basically I'm gonna be doing two different things. I'm gonna be sterilizing a bunch of grain. I'm gonna boil grain, and then get in these jars, and then sterilize them with my pressure cooker. And then the other thing I'll be doing is inoculating a set of jars that I did yesterday. All right, so we'll just move on to the next thing. All right, guys. So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna be boiling some grain, which we're gonna, then be putting into these jars after I've boiled it and sterilized it. So I'm gonna be using my pressure cooker to boil the grain. It's nice and big, fits a lot of grain. I found that, with the smaller pot that I had, once the grain started to expand, once, you boil it for a while, it expands a lot, and I was running out of room, and it was really hard to stir. So this is great. This is a great size to boil grain for 12 jars. So type of grain I'm using, this is whole oats. Got it from my local feed store. It's really easy. I got a feed store, I don't know, it was about 15 minutes away. Went over there and said I just need one bag of whole grain oats. And it was, the guy was like, oh, no problem. And he went and ran and got it for me. He even put it in my trunk. So that was cool. And it was only 16 bucks. And this is a 50-pound bag. So it's gonna last a while. So basically, for 12 jars, you want to do half that. So we're gonna do 6 of these and just toss them right in here. Right. Let's see. Try to see if I can let you guys see this as best I can. That's a little too much. So yeah, I definitely want to leave some room in here to shake it up. Yeah, there. That's good. To shake it up. Maybe about halfway through colonization. So, speed up the process a little bit. So that's one. Toss that in here. All right. And we'll do number 2. A little bit more in there. Yeah, that's good. All right. Number 2. A little bit out there. Number 3. Number 4. There we go, number 4. And number 5. A little skimpy on number 5, but that's all right. Number 6, compensate a little bit. There we go. Right. So that is 6 jars, quart jars in there, and then we're just basically gonna fill this up with water real quick. Get this into my sink somehow. It's a big pot, but no, I love this thing. It's great pressure cooker. I think I spent about what was it? Right around 90 bucks that I spent for it. Got it on Amazon. Wasn't prime shipping, so I did have to wait a little while. Kind of impatient, but I got it, and then it's great. It's been great so far. So let me just get some water into this. All right, so yeah, I'm pretty much just kind of putting it right here. You know, got it balanced on my sink here, and I'm just gonna basically take this, toss it in, put that in there, put that there like that, and fill up some water in here. And yeah, pretty basic thing here. Just filling up the pot with water. You know, one thing that, you want to do is just make sure that you got the water. Probably like, just make sure that it's covering the grains. I mean, you just want to use enough that when the grains start to enlarge, get bigger, it's you're gonna still be able to stir it. You got to have enough water in there to make sure you can still stir. Because trust me, it's it's a chore otherwise. There's not enough water in there. Probably gonna fill it up to maybe right about there, something like that. All right. All right. So now we are just gonna boil this. Turn it on high right here for the front right burner. And yeah, so I just got the grain in there, water up to about there, and just gonna wait for it to boil. So I'm waiting, and I'm waiting for this pot to heat up. But my stove is what it is, so I have to wait for this big ass pot to get hot and get this moving. I keep stirring it up, maybe a little kinetic energy, a little kinetic motion, get things moving. But so far my efforts have been futile. So I'll check back in with you guys in just hopefully a short little while when this is boiling. All right. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. That down there. All right. So, can you see that little bit of steam right there? I don't know if you can. You can see it. All right, so this is almost boiling. And pretty much once it's boiling, I'm gonna put a timer on it for about 30 minutes. And that's about how long you want to boil whole oat grains. About 30 minutes. And so guys, I know what I said earlier about this pot, and that that it's good to boil this much grain in. And sure, maybe it is, but I have to wait too long for this thing to heat up. So all right, so it's boiling. I mean, I know it doesn't really look like it, like that's a pretty pathetic little boil here. But I mean, this is a big pot. I don't think I'm gonna use this again, to be honest. Yeah, I know what I said earlier about this being a great pot, to boil it in, but it's just too big for my stove. It's too big, and it takes forever for the the water to boil. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna be using this again. But stir up a little bit here, and then I'm gonna set the timer for 30 minutes. And start. Oh yeah, and just one thing I wanted to mention to you guys. I mean, this is probably common sense for most people. If you've ever boiled anything, like even just pasta, you want to stir it, every now and then. Check on it, stir it up. So none of the grains stick to the bottom of the pot, and you don't want burned grains. I'm sure the mycelium's not gonna like that too much, so just probably just skip right over it. You don't want that. You want every grain used. You want to give those, that mycelium plenty of food to feast on. All right, guys. So yeah, this is pretty much done. You can tell when you know, it's ready to pull, when you see, you know, the rice, you know, expanding like this, like you can see that it is now taking up a lot more space, and you're gonna wanna, you know, take it off the burner here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Put that up there like that, just so you know. Whew. Go and just turn this off. Safety, safety. Always remember to turn your appliances off. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna drain this now. So, all right, and then now we're just going to empty this out carefully right in here, right into my strainer. I heard people call it, you know, something else, but what was that thing? I don't know, a colander? Yeah, or calendar, whatever it is. You know, you empty one of these things, that way you can strain out all the water, and you'll be good to go. All right. So I got a lot of grain here, so mine only fits so much, and I'm gonna have to make 2 chips with this thing, or do it in 2 rounds. 2 rounds is what I mean. You know, and then I like to just kind of shake it a little bit. Shake it, shake it. Yeah. And oh yeah, so what I do want to show you here, you know, how you'll know that the grain is done. So just, you know, take any random grain, and you just kind of, I mean, I don't know, I feel like the grain is done when you could just kind of squeeze it a little bit and you can bend it, and the inside is soft. You know, you just want it to be kind of mushy in a way, but not all the way. You know, you want the grains to stay together. Just grab another one here. Yeah, I mean, you want the grains not to, you know, burst open or anything, or just start kind of disintegrating. You don't want to boil them for that long, but you do want them to be soft and kind of mushy like that. All right, so yeah, that's how you'll know when they're done. Just gonna let that drain a little bit more. Really I like to shake it until there's no more water dripping out of it. You know, I mean, you know, the more the more you get rid of the water now, you know, the less time you're gonna have to wait when we lay this out. And I'll show you that in just a sec. All right, guys. All right, guys. So now I'm pretty much just gonna lay these grains out. I'm using this lid to one of the containers that I bought to you know, to lay out the grains. You know, found that it's great for this purpose. That's wonderful, microwave. Thank you. But I'm going to just start laying this out here just like so. So I kind of just, you know, try to get them as even as possible. You know what I mean? Lay them out evenly. But you know, I kind of, I'll even it all out in just a sec here. Just get this little bit here. And then get it there. And then I got one more calendar, whatever you want to call it. I call it a strainer. That's what I've you know, always been accustomed to when I was growing up. You know, but I'm sure my mom would say, yeah, that's a colander. Yeah, that's a calendar. Well, you know, I always thought it was a strainer. Anyways, when we get the rest of it here. All right, so now I got more, and definitely this is more than I kind of thought. I don't know. I feel like I've done this much already, but like I said, earlier, I was waiting for those. I was waiting to get those quart jars, man. I even, you know, I've been just continually checking every place, and nobody has it. Not Walmart, not you know, any, you know those big department stores. But yeah, you just want to try to make this as even as you can here. All right, so once you got them laid out on whatever you're gonna use, you know, to dry them out, I like to just kind of shake this out a bit, you know? Shake it out, just give it a little shake, and it'll level itself out. Give it a little shake on this end too, and then it'll even itself out evenly. Or I mean, yeah, exactly. It'll level itself out evenly. And it's good to go here. And I'll show you how I dry this out. So you guys, this is just what's left over in the pot here. I'm definitely gonna wash this off because this is my pressure cooker and I want to keep it as nice as I possibly can and stuff it. You know, it sticks to the pot if you know, you don't get it off of there. See that? It's sticking. Gonna get that off. Gotta get that off so you can keep your pressure cooker nice. And this is probably why I'm never gonna use this pot, or this pressure cooker, I mean, never gonna use it again. Because it's not really meant for this. Or I mean, you know, you can do it, but I'm not going to. Mainly because it takes too long to heat up. All right, so this is basically how I dry my grain. I just put it in this room and then I lay it out here. I would like to get another, maybe a little table or whatever to get that second one up there. But yeah, either way. So basically I got this fan going and I just let it you know, dry out the grains here. And I'll check back in on it probably in about, I don't know, 20 minutes because it doesn't take very long for this top layer to get dry. I mean, honestly, it almost feels dry already. So every now and then I like to just kind of, you know, run my fingers through it like this. And this is just, I don't know, just something I like to do. I don't know if it really helps that much, but I do, yeah, I like to do this because I feel like, you know, it you know, makes more surface area. You know, more wet grains are exposed to the wonderful little breeze that they get from this fan. And yeah, I just do this every, like, I don't know, I'm gonna say like maybe every 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, probably about 15, 20 minutes. And just do that, or just shake them up, just rearrange them a little bit so that the wet grains, you know, in the bottom get that the air and cool them down. All right, so yeah, these are pretty much dry now. Like I said before, I just kind of like to, you know, run my fingers through them every now and then. Just kind of shake things up a little bit, make sure that all the wet grains get dry. And I don't know, it's just like, for me, it's kind of like just like a general feeling as to when they're dry, or appropriately dry. You know, I've heard some people, you know, they use that method where they, you know, they put it on a paper towel, and if there's no wet spots, then it's good to go. I just kind of, you know, just feel it. It feels dry enough. I don't have too much water on my hands afterward. So, yeah, good to go. All right, so now I'm just gonna fill these jars up here. I know I only got 8, but that's all I had space for. So, keep in mind there will be 4 more than this. All right, so yeah, I've been filling these jars up with the grain here. I got what, six full so far. Filling up the 7th, and almost done here. So I like to get the jars, you know, right about that level. I mean, you know, maybe just a little bit more in there. Yeah, you know, you want to leave enough room to shake them up during colonization, but you do, you know, also want to get as much in there as you can, right? I mean, the more food the mycelium has, more mushrooms you're going to get in the end. So put that there, and we'll just bolt this one here. And yeah, I mean, pretty basic stuff here. You know, just filling up a few jars. Oh, and also, you know, obviously it doesn't matter that I'm touching them like this. I mean, I wash my hands beforehand, you know, regardless, but it doesn't matter that you're touching them. You know, you're not going to do anything to them that sterilization won't kill. So, you know, full like that, good level here. So what I ended up getting was 8, 9, 10, and about half of the 11th, which is no good, you know? I will say this is my, my second time doing it, and yeah, well, I know I definitely did lose some. I don't know, yeah, next time I probably will do a little bit more. I mean, this was half of, 12 jars. I would get, 6 jars worth of grain, because they expand. But I might just do a little bit more next time, because, yeah, I got 1 jar, and then half this jar that did not get filled. So, I'll probably just do a little bit more next time. A little bit, maybe 7 jars instead of 6. Alright, so now I'm just gonna put the lids on here. And what you want to do is not tighten them down. And I also put them upside down. To just basically, put them upside down so that when you tighten down the band, there's still air. This is not gonna seal, because that's what, this is made for, is to seal the jar. So I'll just put it upside down like this. Hold still. Out there here. And just put this right over the top of it. And then kind of just tighten it down just a bit. Tighten it up a bit like that. And then go back a bit. Just go back. Make sure it is loose. And then just do that for each one of these. Alright. And now we're just going to put tin foil on each one of the lids. Take a little bit out like that, and take it right off like that. I know that that's a simple thing to do, but honestly, every time I would rip it before, I was just, there'd be the edges would be all jagged. It definitely helps to kind of go like that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So then, yeah, and then out of this, you get two pieces of tin foil per each jar. So you got one here. Make sure it's loose. Put it right on there. Just like so. And then tighten. I like to just kind of make sure that the tin foil is pressed in to these edges here. Alright, so now I am just getting ready to sterilize these jars, and I'll kind of just walk you through it, show you how to use a pressure cooker here. So this is the little platform that you put in the bottom, and I absolutely hate the noise that this makes when I put it in. It's like nails, or nails on a chalkboard. It's terrible, horrible, can't do it. There we go. Okay. And then I hit this part too, but I give it a little shake to make sure it's level. All right, that wasn't bad. Usually it's worse than that. Usually it's not level, and I hate that. Okay, so basically, this thing can definitely fit a lot of jars. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's not gonna fit that many quart jars though. These things, they're pretty big. If you look at one next to the pot, it's a big jar, yeah. So they do take up a lot of space. Let's see how many I can fit in here. I forget exactly what the volume of this this pressure cooker is. It's one of the bigger ones. I don't know. I forget what it was. I don't know. I'll look it up. Maybe I'll put it on the video or something like all those cool YouTubers do. Put that little text, that little correction. Yeah, I'll be a real YouTuber. Alright, let me put these in here. I sound like an old man. Oh, I want to be a real YouTuber. Alright. And put these in there. Let's see if we can get one more in here. Kind of move them a little closer together maybe. Get one more. I don't know. I don't think that. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get another one in there. Okay, that's fine. I don't see why, if they're kind of really wedged down. I don't see a problem with that. Let's see if I can fit one laying down. Maybe. Yeah, oh man, that's terrible. I just, I like, having this much grain and doing this many jars. It's great, you're gonna get a lot of mushrooms out of that. All right, almost looks like, yeah, it almost looks like, put 2 here. Maybe one, yeah, that looks like it's gonna close. Is that real? I don't know. Let's see. Look, that's the lid. And those are the jars. Let's see if I can get this closed. All right, so yeah, I was only able to get 10 jars in here total. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 right here. So I got 10 jars in there. And then let me just see if I can get this on there. All right, so now I got the pressure cooker sealed up. I'm gonna turn on the heat up to high and just wait for this to heat up. With this particular pressure cooker, you do have like a little, I don't know. I mean, I want to say this is basically just like an indicator to let you know when it's good to throw the weight on, which is right here. Now this is a 12 PSI weight. I didn't know that when I bought the pressure cooker. Honestly, I don't think I knew enough about just the subject, pressure cookers, or just, growing mushrooms in general. I didn't know that 15 is the PSI that you want to sterilize at. However, I will say that I have sterilized, I don't know, I don't know how many jars now with this thing. And, I inoculated them, and, I have, jars that are being colonized right now, and they have no issues at all, having been sterilized at 12 PSI. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure, 15 is preferable, but 12, in my experience, is just fine. Just fine. So yeah, you give this a little while. Wait till you start seeing steam and water come out of here. And then, for this particular pressure cooker, I know when it's good to go when this little cylinder in here, whatever that is right there, it starts popping up, and it'll pop up right here. And that's how I know, in addition to the steam coming out and the water coming out, that it's good, you're good to go to put the weight on. And I'll show you that in just a sec. So as you could probably hear, the water is definitely boiling in there, which is a good thing. That's what we want. You want the water to boil. You want steam to build up in there, and that's, basically, that's how pressure cookers work. The steam builds up in there. And then ordinarily, if you didn't do anything at all, if you didn't put that weight on, steam and basically just steam would, just continuously come out of here, and it would never pressurize. That's what the weight is for. And I'll show you what that's gonna do in just a sec. All right, so now, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's just a little bit of a whistle going. I can hear the steam coming out of this spigot. I don't know, I'll just call it a spigot. There it goes. All right, so it's just about time to throw the weight on there. If you can see that steam coming out. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but different angle. I can hear the steam coming out. And then this is when I usually throw the weight on. Also, this little valve has now come up, so it's locked the lid in place. So even if I wanted to open this, it wouldn't let me, because now that little cylinder is up, it has locked the pressure cooker, which is good. We don't want to open it now. So now I'll show you how I get the weight on. Now you don't want to put your bare hand right over that. Like, you don't want to just take this and put it on there because you can burn yourself. So I get my hand under a nice kind of do this with one hand. Hang on a second. You really get it on there. Okay. So pick this up. That, got it like that, and then you just put it right on there. And then you really need to make sure that it's clicked on there. So you can put some pressure on it, make sure it's on there. And now it's on there. And now what that's going to do is moderate the pressure. And I'm pretty sure it's if I remember correctly, I think it's called a pressure moderator. Because it moderates pressure. It's not going to do anything for a little while now, because right now what it's doing is the weight of it is holding the steam back, or it's holding the steam in there. So the steam can't go anywhere right now because that weight is too much. There's not enough pressure in there, for the steam to be able to push up on that weight to relieve some of that pressure. It's just the weight's too heavy. And that's why I find these things interesting. It's a very simple, kind of a mechanism or a simple device. But yeah, that weight will pressurize, or it'll moderate the pressure at 12 psi. Yeah. All right, so we are almost there. We're just past 10 psi. We're at 11 now. We're almost to 12, and yeah, I mean, pretty soon, this little weight here is going to get jiggy with it. All right, so we're pretty much almost at 12 right now. You can see and hear that this weight is just about to put on a show for us. Yep, look at him go. He's just about ready. We're just about at 12, and now I am going to definitely lower the heat down. For my particular stove, it's at about, oh, see, yeah, it's really loud. The thing definitely gets loud, that's for sure. And he's doing a little dance. Just doing a little shimmy. That's what you want. You want just a bit, a little bit of a shimmy there. And you can see steam kind of, being released out of there. So right now it is moderating the steam in the cooker at 12 psi. And I found that with my stove, the sweet spot is right about there. And then good to go. So right now we're pressurizing at 12 psi. And then I'm going to put a timer on for, 90 minutes. We're going to do an hour and a half to pressurize these hollows. Start. There we go. So now it's good to go. And yeah, I mean, I'll check back with you guys in an hour and a half. All right, so while my grains are sterilizing, I will go ahead and inoculate some jars that I sterilized yesterday. And before anybody asks, why is there a plate taped to the back of this container, or my still air box? The reason for that is because I tried to make a still air box out of this a while ago, and I don't know, I just didn't do it right. Or I didn't have the right tools. It just didn't come out right. So basically what I ended up doing was just taping that plate to the back of it, just sealing up that hole. And I'm just going to basically kind of just get my hands right up under here and do what I need to do in here. And before I get to get to doing it, I am just going to sterilize with isopropyl alcohol, 70%, of course. You want 70 because you want it to stay on there long enough to disinfect. Yeah, the higher percentage alcohol, it evaporates too quickly, and you need the 70. So let me do that. Let me see if I can just set this camera up, and maybe I can show you. I'm gonna show you how to do it. All right, show me do it. As you can see, I like to enjoy maybe a few brewskis while I'm working. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so let's get some paper towels here. And some alcohol. Now use as much as you want. I mean, there's nothing wrong with using too much alcohol. I mean, you can't use too much rubbing alcohol to get this really as sterile as you possibly can. Do every surface. I love that smell. I love that smell. That means we're making mushrooms. That means that we're killing everything to give our mycelium just as much. Oh, Jesus. Whew, gotta breathe this in. It's very, very strong. But we're killing everything and making sure that mycelium has all the opportunity it needs to colonize those jars, the grain, and just have no problem at all with it. I'm feeling it get a little dry, so I'm gonna put a little bit more. Nothing wrong with that. And just finish up here. Get all the little crevices, little nooks and crannies. Just get all that. Make sure it's nice and sterile. Yeah. Now I'm gonna be trying something new. That I've never done before, and I've never actually even looked it up. Like I've never learned. I don't know. There's maybe a specific method on how to do it. But what I'm gonna be doing is I have some jars that are already colonizing, and I'm gonna transfer some of the grain from those jars into the jars that I want to colonize. And I've never done it before, so I'm just gonna do it as sterile as I can, and hopefully it all turns out well. And I'm also going to sterilize the whole surface of this table here. Make sure it is all nice and clean. Yeah, so I'm sure, I don't know how many other videos you've watched, but everybody knows sterilization is everything. And knock on, I don't have any wood here, but knock on glass. I've never had a contamination yet. Never happened. And I really hope I'm not jinxing myself right now. But yeah, no, I've never had a contamination, which is just awesome. It's awesome. But I always do use a lot of alcohol. Sterilize everything good. All right, and then I'm just going to show you this jar here. So you can see it's partially colonized. Really, I don't know. I would say this is probably less than half colonized, but it is getting there. So maybe about halfway colonized. And I'm just going to take some of the grains out of here and just put them into the jars that I want to colonize. All right, so see that? Yeah. So now I'm going to wipe down each one of these jars with alcohol, just to make sure that there is nothing in there that is going to give us problems later. So just apply some alcohol to a fresh paper towel here. And start kind of wiping that down. And yeah, I know I see a lot of people use gloves, rubber gloves or whatever for this, or when they're doing this. I don't really see the point as long as you just wash your hands. Wash your hands well, and then also wash your hands with alcohol too. After you wash your hands with regular soap and water. And then you should be fine. I mean, after you completely, sanitize, there's no reason for gloves. And I would buy them if they were necessary, but I don't think they're necessary personally. Just wipe down each of these jars. And as you can see, the struggle is real with these with these jars. I mean, I bought these half pint jars, I don't know, a while ago when I was just getting into it. I was making some BF, what are they? Brown rice flour cakes. And that's why I have them. And yeah, I was just kind of getting desperate yesterday. And yeah, I was just kind of getting desperate. Like, all right, well, I mean, I guess I'll use these. You know, I'll just fill up as many as I can. Or, you know, or I'll fill them all up. So I can at least do something. But yeah, just wipe them all down. And then I'll show you what to do next. Alright, so now I got a pair of tweezers. This actually came from an electronics kit, and I thought that it would work well for transferring the grains from one jar to another. And I'm just going to sterilize it here. Sure that it is good to go. Sure we get all the nooks and crannies. Nooks and crannies. Yeah, this is, these are, yeah, it's completely sterile. And we'll be good to go. And then, so yeah, I got the jar. Not this one. Not this one either. Not that one. Not this one. But this one. This is the one that I want to take the grains out of and transfer. Right? Isn't this one? Yeah, this one. Right, so I'm going to take the grains out of here and just basically just take one out one by one and transfer them over. Getting as sterile as I can. Just get that up there like that, and then let's do this one. Take this lid off. And again, I've sterilized each one of these jars with the alcohol. So get this lid off. And I put these down just like that. So you know, nothing can get on the inside of them, and they stay relatively clean. You know. Take this lid off. This one. There we go. That off. Put that here. That lid. And then we'll get this other one off. This one. Now, ideally, you want to, you know, keep the lids up, or only have the lids up for a short while. Give me 1 second. No, we're good. I'm just listening to that pressure cooker, and yeah, sometimes it stopped, the weight stopped shimmying, and I could hear that, and I can just hear steam, you know, coming out, and yeah, I don't know. Try to listen to that. I'll also do this. Anyway, so take the lid off here, just for a short while, and we are going to put these grains, and thankfully, I can see that there are a number of grains that have mycelium on them. And my thinking is I'm just going to put these in 3 spots. Honestly, I'm going to put a lot. You know, I'm going to put in a lot of spots. Because why the fuck not? Why not? Better to get as many you know, better to have, you know, as many in there as you want, you know. Alright, there we go. That should be good. With these particular ones, I don't know if you can see, but I already have holes in these lids, so I'm going to tighten them down all the way. And, ooh, I can smell my ceiling. It smells good. So I'm gonna do one more. Just show you one more time. Alright, so I'm just gonna do one more. Just show you one more time. Get this tinfoil up in here. I hope you can see it. Take this off right there. Then take this lid off. And then we're just going to transfer a number of grains, not three. Yeah, I think it's definitely a better idea to do as many as you really want, pretty much. Because the more you put in there, the better off you're going to do. That's just going to colonize. And then I'm also just going to stir this up a little bit. Just kind of move the top grains around a little bit. Just kind of get those colonized grains embedded in there. And we're good to go. And just to show you this one more time, now that I've kind of actually got one, in the flow of it, you can do this quickly, and I mean, you should do it quickly because, it minimizes the risk for contamination. So, put that off, down there, take these. Again, it's fairly simple. You just put these partially colonized grains into the uncolonized jar. Stir it up a little bit. There we go. The lid on. And get the round. Tighten it up. Put the symbol back on. Squeeze it down, and you're good to go. All right, so we are in the final stretch here. 45 seconds remaining on the clock. It's the final countdown. The final countdown. You don't like the commercial? Anyway. So yeah, we got about 30 seconds left now. And this part is very simple, just as most of this process is. just as most of this process is, growing mushrooms is really not difficult. If you just do things properly, keep really sterile when you should, when you're doing things like I did earlier, transferring grains from one jar to another to colonize those jars. When you're doing anything like that, you just want to be really, really sterile. So, the timer just went off. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that so it doesn't keep beeping at me. I hope you guys can hear me because I know pressure cookers are loud. And I'm just going to turn off the heat first. And you notice how I'm going around. Ow! Yeah, see? You notice how I'm going around this. You know what I mean? I don't want to be anywhere. That's shooting out really, really hot steam right now, so I don't want to get burned. So just be careful. And then I'm just going to pull this off of the burner like so. Pull it off right there. And then now, this is going to depressurize. So you can see it's already going down. I don't try not to get too close because there's a lot of steam coming out of there. And I don't want to get burned, but you can see it's going down. Just very, slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. But yeah, as you can see, as soon as I turned off the burner and I took it off the burner, the weight stopped dancing. It stopped dancing because there's no more heat being applied. So yeah, you decrease the heat. And there's not, going to be any more pressure building up in there. And now the pressure is just, it's going down. Because we got no heat. That's pretty much it. And that's pretty much the end of the video, too, to be honest. Basically, I had a lot of fun making this video. These jars are now sterilized. I'm going to leave them going overnight. Or I'm going to just let them cool down overnight. Tomorrow I'll probably put some, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put more of the, that partially colonized grain. I don't know if I'll use that jar again and just do it that way or not. I mean, that was my first time doing that. So I don't know. If anything went wrong, I don't want to, possibly contaminate 12, perfect jars. I think I might just use, I think I might just use spores for these jars when I inoculate them tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. I had a great time making this video, and leave me comments, anything I could have done better or anything you'd like to see. Oh yeah, and then one other thing I will mention. For my first video, I didn't think about it. I didn't realize the music. I know, you probably need licenses for that kind of thing. And I didn't really think about it. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Thank you. Bye.